Hello and welcome back to my small little library. Today's video is gonna be March's TBR. It is already March. I have no idea. This year is already going so fast, but yeah, it's currently the second to last day of February, and I am nearly finished with my TBR. I'm currently reading the last book on February's TBR, which is really great. And yeah, so I will finish that actually, which is really nice. And so I thought, why not sit down and film March's TBR. I have decided to do 8 books this month. I am really good with my reading this year so far, so I want to kind of challenge myself to not read too fast and not binge read, but actually enjoy the books I want to read. And I actually want to get better with like picking books I want to read in a month, and so I thought, why not start picking 8. For February, the choice has been really good that I had, so yeah, I'm gonna try that again. So let's start with spin number 1. And spin number 1 is a true crime book. And yeah, I actually don't think I own a true crime book that is like on my TBR. Well, I don't have one on my physical TBR right now. Yeah, I will have to pick one up for that. As you a little bit can see down here, we now have a snuggle buddy here, so my left hand is now out of order because the dog is laying on it. But I have chosen a true crime book. I don't own it, so technically it's not on my TBR. But I don't have a true crime book on my physical TBR right now, so the only real option is to buy one or get one from the library. So I have one that I might buy, but I also just might look into getting one from the library. For that, you will have to then watch my vlogs or the wrap up at the end of March. But yeah, the book I've chosen, if I will buy one, is Canadian Monsters by Robert Keller. I haven't really read much about true crime in Canada, so that is something really interesting for me. So yeah, I think that might be interesting, but we'll see what I pick out in the end. That is kind of like, yeah, a problem that I don't have one on my TBR, because I've read all the ones I do already own. Yeah, we'll see what happens there. So now let's do spin number 2. And spin number 2 are the prompt cards, so let me get those. Okay, so I mixed up my cards. I'm gonna just take the one on the top, as always, and it is books outside of your comfort zone. Well, I definitely have one of those. Let me get it. So, a book outside my comfort zone is this one, and it's called After Love by Tanya Byrne. Yeah, I've got this in a book box as like add-on paperback, and so yeah, it seems to be a romance, a paranormal romance, but a romance at that. And we have pretty much Ash, our main character, who dies and then gets recruited in the afterlife as to be a part of kind of like a Reaper girl gang. And yeah, her one and only goal is to get her first love, Poppy, back and kind of like get back together with her. I don't know, even though she's dead. But yeah, I think this is extremely romance heavy, so that is definitely outside of my comfort zone. And so yeah, I will read this one, hopefully. I'm a little bit afraid of it, but you know. Spin number 3. And that is buy a book. So that cements that I'm gonna do buy a book for the true crime book. So I have 2 prompts in one. I think that's fair. I don't really want to buy 2 books, to be honest. I think that's not necessary in one month. So yeah, we'll put those two together and I will get myself Canadian Monsters. With that, we have spin number 4. I'm sorry if you can hear snoring. My dog is currently sleeping on my lap, and he is quite a snorer. So yeah, you might hear him in the background. A horror book! That is fantastic, because I do want to get through some more Stephen King, so let me get one of those. I sadly have to get up now, with my dog snoring on my lap. Okay, so for horror book, I've chosen Insomnia by Stephen King, which I might regret because it is, as in Stephen King fashion, really, really big. But it's one of those I've gotten in like one of those horror book lots. And to be honest, I really like the cover with the, I don't know, it's kind of like a mosaic-y, rainbowy font. But I think this sounds really interesting. It's about insomnia, someone who stops being able to sleep, and then his friend Ed gets really out of control, and somehow evil turns up, as in Stephen King fashion, you know. But I haven't really ever heard much about this one, so I'm kind of interested to see how it is. But it's a big one. Do I want to know the amount of pages? Well, 750, like something about 700, a little bit above that. But yeah, a big book. So hopefully the other books are a little bit smaller. Now, spin number 5. And that's a fantasy, which is fantastic because I do want to read Brandon Sanderson. Let's get this. Okay, for fantasy, I'm gonna read The Well of Ascension, which is also a really big book, but somehow we'll get the books read in March. But yeah, I really, really want to continue with Brandon Sanderson. I just yesterday or the day before, finished The Way of Kings Part 2. I am absolutely in love with that series. But I do not own the next one there yet, but I never continued with Mistborn, so I do want to do that now, and so The Well of Ascension Part 2 of the Mistborn series is the way to go, so this one will be my next Sanderson read, and if it's as good as Part 1, well, Mistborn Part 1, I will absolutely love it, but let's hope that it is, and it is also roughly the same size as Insomnia, so I might be regretting doing 8 spins, but yeah, what can you do, right? I mean, I do only have to work 2 days next week, so I have kind of a bit of time next week, but let's see what spin number 6 says. The prompt cards again. Okay, let's do this blue prompt card. Focus. A book set in winter. Okay, so I cannot find a book set in winter. I've searched, I can't find out when the books are set. I'm gonna do a new prompt card. And I don't know, for the next time I kind of have to prepare myself and know the seasons the books are set in. I don't know how you find that out. I'm not that good at finding out what happens in the books I own. Kind of annoying. But let's hope the new card gives us a prompt I can actually fulfill. The longest... I think March is already failing. I haven't even started with March yet. The longest book on my TBR. Okay, so technically the longest book on my TBR is the complete works of H.P. Lovecraft, but I am working my way slowly through that, so I've already started with that, and I'm just not gonna count that in. And so the next one is also a Stephen King book, so I'm gonna read 2 Stephen King books this month. And it's actually Dreamcatcher. I also have never heard of this one. It's about 4 people who were friends, and they saved a Down syndrome kid from drowning, and then they go separate ways, but they reunite, and there's a man that summons into their camp, and yeah, somehow there's a creature from another world, and there's a lot of struggle and horror, kind of, somehow. So yeah, it seems like I will be reading 2 Stephen King books. To be honest, all of those books are incredibly big, so I am afraid that I might not get to read all of them. But yeah, that was prompt number 6. So we still have 2 to go. Hopefully we can make this ones a lot shorter. But we will find out. So I'm really sorry if I don't look at the camera, but at the screen. I don't know. Getting used to the hair color green is a little bit, yeah, we have prompt card again. Hopefully, this time around it looks a little bit better for me. Let's take this bright pink one. A book by a queer author. No. That is a lot of searching again, but we will find one. Okay, I've decided for a book that isn't as small as I would want it to be, but yeah, Her Majesty's Royal Coven by Juno Dawson. This is a queer author. I googled it. Google said it is a queer author, so I'm gonna go with that. Sorry, I really don't know much about the authors from the books that I have in my bookshelves, so please be patient with me, but I think this is a queer author. So yeah, hopefully it's good. I have no idea what it's really about. But yeah, it has something to do with a coven of witches who are supposed to protect the Royal Majesty, I think. Yeah, we'll see how it is. I wanted to find like a really small book, but I don't seem to have small books from queer authors, so we're gonna have to go with this one. I'm really afraid at this point that I won't get through all of the books, but I'm not gonna stress myself. I'm fine with reading only these 8 if I get to it. So yeah, now we have the last spin. Well, it would be 7 because I combined 2 prompts, but yeah. We have a free choice, so that is good. Now let's go find a really small book. Okay, my free choice was really easy. I need to continue with the Martian series. This is part 6, The Mastermind of Mars. And yeah, can't really tell you much about it. Hopefully it's better than the last ones. We will see. These got really mixed reviews for me because they're really formulaic. The last one did break through that a little bit, but it wasn't much better than the rest. But yeah, there are, I think, 11 of them in total, and I'm slowly making my way through them. So this is part 6. It has maybe it has 150 pages, so that is really good in comparison to all of the other big books I have to read. But yeah, so this will be book 7 for March, and yeah, that are all the books I'm gonna read in March. Hopefully I will get through all of them. It is a really interesting collection of books, but also really big books. So who knows how good I will get through them. But yeah, last month the spinning was really good for me. This month it doesn't seem as much, but yeah, it is a good TBR. There are some really interesting books on there, and also a lot of books I really don't know much about, so I'm really interested to see how the books are. And also like 2 Stephen Kings, which is kind of nice to get more Stephen King read. But yeah, they are big books. We will see how it goes. If it won't work out, I'm just gonna do 1 Stephen King book, because technically I could combine those prompts, but yeah, I won't do it in hopes that I can manage it. So hopefully that will all work out. And yeah, if you have read any of these books, please tell me down below if you thought they were good books and what I can look forward to. Yeah, maybe if you liked the video, leave a like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye!